If you've ever felt paralyzed by indecision or struggled to make quick choices under pressure, you're not alone. Decision-making is a skill that impacts nearly every aspect of our personal and professional lives. And in today's fast-paced world, being able to make confident decisions quickly is more valuable than ever. In today's video, I'm going to share practical strategies to help you make better decisions faster. Whether you're a leader who needs to make high-stakes calls or just someone who just wants to be more decisive in everyday life, these techniques will give you the tools to act with confidence. Before we jump into strategies, let's talk about why quick decision-making is so important. In a world where opportunities just come and go in a blink of an eye, the ability to make timely decisions can set you apart. Indecision can cost you valuable time, create stress, and even lead to missed chances. On the flip side, making swift, well-informed choices can boost your productivity, enhance your leadership skills, and even make you more resilient under pressure. The good news is that decision-making is a skill you can improve and practice, and so there's no right technique. So let's dive into our first strategy, the 80-20 rule, known also as the Pareto Principle. The 80-20 rule is actually a really powerful concept that states that roughly 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. When it comes to decision-making, this principle can help you prioritize what's truly important. Instead of getting bogged down in the details, focus on the key factors that will have the most significant impact. Here's how to use the 80-20 rule to make faster decisions. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, what 20% of the situation is going to drive 80% of the outcome? By identifying the most critical elements, you can simplify your options and make a decision more efficiently. Prioritize high-impact actions. Focus on a few actions that will produce the biggest results. For example, if you're making a marketing decision, concentrate on the channels that have proven to generate the most engagement. Simplify your options. If you're feeling overwhelmed by too many choices, narrow them down to the top 2 or 3 that align with your goals. This makes the decision-making process much clearer. Limit time spent on low-impact details. Don't waste hours deliberating over minor details that won't significantly change the outcome. Later in this video, we'll discuss more strategies, including how to overcome analysis paralysis and ways to leverage your intuition. But for now, just remember, by applying the 80-20 rule, you're training your brain to focus on what really matters, making you more efficient and confident in your decision-making. All right, moving on to our next strategy. Set a time limit for your decisions. One of the main reasons people struggle with decision-making is because they spend too much time overthinking. By setting a clear time limit, you create a sense of urgency that can help you cut through the noise and make a choice. The idea is pretty simple. Give yourself a specific amount of time to gather your information, weigh your options, and then decide, depending on the complexity of the decision. This could be anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour or even a day for more significant choices. Let's look at some practical examples. If you're deciding where to go for lunch, give yourself 5 minutes to choose. For a more complex decision, like selecting a project management tool for your team, set a 24-hour deadline to research and decide. The key is to avoid spending excessive time on decisions that don't require it. Reduces overthinking. When you have a time constraint, you're less likely to get stuck analyzing every detail. This keeps you focused on the bigger picture, boosts productivity. Quick decisions free up your mental energy and time for more important tasks. Creates momentum. Making decisions faster can lead to a positive feedback loop. The more decisions you make confidently, the more momentum you build. To make this strategy even more effective, try pairing it with the 2-minute rule. If a decision can be made in 2 minutes or less, make it immediately. This technique helps you clear smaller decisions off your plate quickly so that you can focus on bigger, more impactful ones. Set a timer on your phone or use an online clock countdown clock or something like that. This creates a sense of urgency and keeps you accountable. Decide on a good enough option. Remember, not every decision needs to be perfect. Sometimes good enough is a choice that is all you need to keep moving forward. Practice on small decisions first. Start by using time limits on small everyday choices. As you get more comfortable, apply this method to bigger decisions. Setting a time limit for your decisions not only speeds up the process, but also reduces stress and indecision. It's a simple yet powerful way to train your brain to make choices efficiently. Later in this video, we'll explore techniques for overcoming analysis paralysis and how to even make decisions even when you don't have all the information. So stay with me as we continue to master the art of quick decision making. Our next strategy addresses one of the most common obstacles to quick decision making: analysis paralysis. All right, I think we've all been here before. Because if you've ever found yourself overanalyzing every possible outcome only to end up more confused and unable to make a choice, then you're not alone and you have definitely experienced analysis paralysis. Because analysis paralysis is when you become so overwhelmed by the available information, you can't make a decision at all. So how do you overcome this? One of the most effective ways is to use best, worst, most likely. It's a framework. So when you're stuck, ask yourself, what is the best case scenario if I make this decision? What is the worst case scenario? What's the most likely outcome? This framework helps you put the decision into perspective and reduces the fear of making the wrong choice. Often, you'll find that the worst case scenario isn't as bad as you imagined, and the most likely outcome is something you can easily handle. Simplifies complex choices. So by breaking down the potential outcomes, you can evaluate your options more clearly. Reduces fear of failure. When you see the worst case scenario is manageable, you'll feel more confident in making a decision. Provides a balanced view. This framework gives you a more realistic understanding of the risks and rewards. Another strategy to combat analysis paralysis is to limit your options. It might sound counterintuitive, but having too many options can actually overwhelm you. So for instance, if you're deciding on a new software for your team, narrow it down to 3 options instead of 10. By doing so, you make the decision process far more manageable. Set clear criteria. Before evaluating options, establish what's most important to you. Is it cost, ease of use, specific features? Eliminate options quickly. If an option doesn't meet your essential criteria, just discard it right away. Trust your instincts. If you're stuck between 2 equally good choices, go with your gut feeling. Sometimes intuition can really guide you when logic falls short. And remember, the goal is to avoid getting lost in endless analysis. By using these techniques, you'll be able to make decisions more efficiently and with greater confidence. Decision making isn't about achieving perfection. It's about making the best choice you can with the information you have at that moment. Coming up, we'll discuss how to use your intuition effectively and when it's appropriate to trust your gut instincts. We'll also cover a simple but powerful method called the 2-minute rule. Okay, stay tuned, all right? All right, next up, let's talk about the power of using your intuition when making decisions. We often think of intuition as a mysterious gut feeling, but it's actually the result of your brain processing information quickly based on your past experiences and knowledge. Trusting your intuition can be a valuable tool, especially when you don't have all the data or when you're under pressure. Now, intuition shouldn't replace logical analysis, but there are times when it can be just as effective. For example, if you're making a decision you've faced many times before, your subconscious mind might recognize patterns and suggest the best course of action. This is your intuition kicking in. But how do you know when to trust your gut? Here are some guidelines. If you have a lot of experience in a certain area, or if the decision involves people and emotions, like hiring a team member, intuition can be a strong guide. On the other hand, decisions that require technical or data-driven analysis, it's better to rely on evidence. Reflect on past decisions. Think about times when you trusted your gut and the outcome was positive. Understanding why your intuition was right can help you develop it further. Practice mindfulness. Being present and aware helps you tune in to your gut feelings without the noise of overthinking. Mindfulness can make your intuition and your insights clearer and more actionable. Combine intuition and logic. Your intuition is a starting point, but validate it with data whenever possible. This combination leads to well-rounded decisions. Intuition is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But remember, it's most effective when combined with logic and evidence. The next time you're feeling torn about a decision, listen to your gut, and then just do a quick check to see if the facts align with your instincts. And now, for a simple but powerful method, the 2-minute rule. This strategy is perfect for making quick decisions about tasks or commitments. The idea is that if a decision can be made in 2 minutes or less, don't overthink it. Just decide and act. This helps you clear smaller decisions quickly and frees up your mental space for bigger ones. For example, if you're deciding whether to accept a meeting invite or choose between 2 lunch options, use the 2-minute rule. Make your choice swiftly and move on. This reduces decision fatigue and keeps your mind focused on what really matters. In the final part of today's lesson, we'll tie everything together and discuss how to create a personal decision-making framework that works for you. We'll also cover some practical steps for reviewing your decisions to keep improving over time. So don't miss it. We are now in the final part of this lesson where you'll tie everything together to help you create a personal decision-making framework that works for you. The strategies we've discussed so far, using the 80-20 rule, setting time limits, overcoming analysis paralysis, trusting your intuition, all of these tools can be customized, and you can customize them based on your needs. To develop your framework, start by reflecting on your decision-making strengths and weaknesses. Do you tend to overanalyze, or do you make impulsive choices? Understanding your natural tendencies will help you decide which strategies to emphasize. Here's how you can pull it together. Step 1. Identify your go-to strategies. Choose 2 or 3 techniques from this video that resonate with you. Maybe you're someone who struggles with overthinking. So setting a time limit and applying the 80-20 rule could be a game changer for you. Or if you often find yourself overwhelmed by too many options, limiting your choices could be your priority. Step 2. Test and adjust. Decision-making is a skill you improve over time. So practice using your chosen strategies in both low-stakes and higher-stakes situations. And take note of what's working and what isn't working for you. And be willing to tweak your approach. Remember, flexibility is key. Step 3. Review and learn from your decisions. After making a significant decision, take a moment to reflect on the process. Ask yourself, did I gather enough information? Did I act too quickly or too slowly? What could I do differently next time? The practice of reviewing your decisions will help you fine-tune your framework and become more confident over time. Decision-making isn't about perfection. It's about progress. The more you practice and refine your methods, the better you'll become. And remember, even if you make a less than ideal choice, it's not the end of the world. Learn from it and move forward. Let's quickly recap everything we've covered. 1. The 80-20 rule helps you prioritize what matters most. 2. Setting a time limit keeps you from getting stuck in overthinking. 3. Using the best, worst, most likely framework and limiting your options can break analysis paralysis. 4. Trusting your intuition can guide you when data is limited. 5. The 2-minute rule helps you make small decisions quickly. Remember, making better decisions faster is a skill you can develop. By using these strategies, you'll be able to act with more confidence and efficiency, setting yourself up for success in both your career and personal life. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who you think can benefit from these decision-making strategies. And of course, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter for even more actionable tips. The link is in the description below. So until next time, stay creative, take action, and go out there and make your mark. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.